And joining me now is Chris Swecker, a former assistant director of the FBI. Chris, we're hearing dribs and drabs about this shooter who's now dead. Pictures reportedly on Instagram that have been deleted of his weapons and these messages reportedly to women in his life. What's your initial assessment of all this?
Yeah, again, Laura, an unspeakable cowardly act. I have grandchildren, one who turned 9 today. I can't imagine what these parents are having to deal with their hearts ripped out. Like every mass shooter, especially the young ones, this one was flashing red, it appears, which is no surprise. I mean, they seem to always communicate threats. They seem to articulate what they're thinking, their state of mind. The people around them can't help but notice that. We don't know whether anybody reported this and whether any law enforcement officer ever had any contact with him over this. But I do school security assessments quite often, and I advocate always for an armed security guard at every school, especially the elementary schools where the little ones can't run, hide, fight. You can't do that with the little ones. They don't have the acumen and the wherewithal to do that. So there's a lot to take in here, Laura.
Well, there's a lot can be done, as Andrew Pollack, who lost his daughter Meadow at the Parkland school shooting. There's a lot that can be done even short of having an armed security officer at the front of every entrance or exit. I mean, whether it's bulletproof glass, whether it's intercom, only ring in someone who's previously cleared. There are barriers to entry that can be put up, but they're inconvenient. And it's a wonderful community, Uvalde. It's an incredible place. So they just go by the wayside. That's human nature until a tragedy occurs.
Security is a tough field because you don't get any attention, you don't get any resources unless something bad happens. It's hard to make that case when something catastrophic has not happened. But you're right. One of the most important things you can do is control access, especially after school has started. And in this case, there ought to be one access point especially for an elementary school, which is fairly small, and a threat assessment team inside the school. If someone is flashing red or somebody is exhibiting behaviors, there needs to be a team that gets together and assesses what's going on and gets law enforcement involved.
Chris, I'm actually surprised we don't know more about this shooter yet. With the world that we have and how fast information flies, that there aren't more people who actually knew him well who've already spoken out. Are you a little bit surprised about that? Is that a loner profile, perhaps?
I am, and I sense that a lot is being withheld right now. For example, I think there was a chase involved. The accident tips me off. The fact that he was in he had just shot his grandmother, that the officers were on the scene so quickly. I hear about independent school district officers that were already there very quickly. I sense that there might have been a chase involved. The father said that, actually, in a quote.
All right. Well, Chris, we're going to stay on this. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.